Guess who's back? Back again. Server two's back. Tell all your friends. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back here on Server 2 action for the first time this season. We are 2 rounds into the season. The server has not started yet. I don't know what the delay is. But hopefully it'll be up relatively soon. We'll be doing a Valencia wet race today. That'll be super fun. And I'm looking forward to it. And before we get into that, let's talk about the championship real quick. As you know, Evolution Racing Academy is broken up into a diamonds, platinum, gold, silver, bronze, iron system. Irons are the worst. Diamonds are the best. And this is server 2. So we're handling the silver, bronze, and iron championships. In the silver championship is Sven van de Velde leading the way with 29 points. Matt Gale on 26 points. 23 for Kerry van Pattenden. Mar Bex on 22 and Dick Post on 18. That'll be interesting to see how that plays out. I would say also Thomas Boris is a little bit in the fight as well in 6th place. He's on 17 points. And in the bronze championship, Adrian Marud is pretty dominant. He's won both races this season, but Robert Folt has been second in both races, so there's only a 5-point gap, 37 to 32 points. Pat Fortune's on 26, 24 for Kanami Dyke, and 20 for Nathan B. Then in the bronze championship, it is Lucio Condi with a pretty solid 8-point lead over D. Hines, 38 to 30. 23 for Jos van de Velde, Stipo on 21, and Werner Jacobs on 20. So looking forward to seeing those guys try to take another step towards the championship, or not the championship, as it is. And we have a lovely race ahead of us here. So we'll see how it goes. I'm just still waiting for the actual server, but I figured I would get us live here because it was getting a little bit past the time we said we were starting. And that's really about it. Yeah. Oh, we were scheduled for 2 p.m. Okay, so we're actually live a little bit early. 9 minutes early. That's fine. I saw the event was scheduled for 1:45. My bad. But hopefully we can get some stuff done here. Let's show off some liveries while we wait here. Let's see here. Car. What do I want to show off today? What do I want to show off? Well, you know what? I'm always a sucker for the Lexus RCF, so let's grab this baby out here. Lexus RCF, you know the Emile Frey livery. But I have some customs. Let's go with the classic. My baby year. My balls, Lexus. I like this livery a lot. Like it a lot. All right. So still waiting on the server to be live. Apparently there is a qualifying beta today for one of the Van de Veldes, so we will not see them in action. I'm not sure if it's Jos or Sven. Not sure. I see it's Jos. So Jos apparently looks like Jos may have run afoul of the stewards in a recent event and earned himself a qualification ban. I like Jos. I like Jos a lot. He tries hard, but there are some questionable decisions he makes, and I'm here to hopefully see him get better and better and better. And I mean that's honestly the nice thing about doing this series is this is the lower end drivers, and you kind of get to see their like progression over time, and you get to kind of appreciate that. Whereas like when you're doing the upper ranks, the like gold and above, you don't really get that same feel. You kind of go in there and like the people even at the gold level are pretty well founded. I'm not saying that they don't get better, they don't improve, they don't change. Everyone's changing, but the notable change tends to be at this level. watching iron drivers suddenly have their sparking moment of clarity. Clarity, I think, may be the word, but the moment where they kind of figure things out. That is, I think the real fun. The real fun, if I'm being honest. Really got to remember to set my bit rate to proper for YouTube. Let's do that right now. There. Hopefully that makes YouTube a little happier. I was kind of overloading it with the bit rate. But hopefully now it is not there. All right. I still don't see a server to check going. Looks like the briefing is still kicking in. Probably a fairly long briefing today because of the nature of the wet race. I can see that definitely being a yawn. Definitely be a thing that we could experience today. A particularly long briefing with a couple of possible special rules, special protocol in effect. This can happen. I know exactly why I like this car. This is one of the few GT level cars that I've ever like sat in. And to be clear, this was just at a car show. I've actually never driven the RCF in anger, shall we say, which is a great disappointment. I on a track in a racing scenario in a moment where I can absolutely let the throttle go and unleash. Whereas I've done that in a Porsche, I've done that in a Ferrari, I've done that in a an M6. I've done that in a Corvette. I've done that in Audi. Have never gotten to do it in a Lexus. But this is one of the few cars that I sat in and instantly went, "This is comfortable. I can do this. I can make it happen here." Whereas previously that in almost everything I've listed, the BMW also pretty good. But almost everything else is not great. Oh, somebody is messaging me on the disc or on Steam here. Just let me handle this, if you please. I'm happy to be back, and hopefully we get to see some really good racing today. Damn it, Sean! Said streaming. I might be a little grumpy today because I did go out on like a nice long hike the other day, and it's been a while since I've been out for a hike because those who are unfamiliar, I ruptured the MCL in my right leg last year, but we're still in the recovery phase. No fun story, no cool like badassery. Just fell on some ice, and the knee went the wrong way, and that is what we have. And as a result, I can walk. I can, with the assistance of a cane, pretty fairly right away. It was like crutches, then cane, but it was like more of a hobble. And now we're finally at the point where like I can take like a full walk and cover some distance. Anyways, was out there, and it wasn't a sunny day. So foolish me. I am a follically challenged individual. meaning I do not have a lot of hair. I hesitate to use the word balding because it's a medical condition that is produced like the thinning of the hair. Like as a result, like when people are balding, like the hair continues to die off. Mine is not. I'll probably have the hair I have until the end, but it's not presentable. If I let it grow out, it's a very unconventional hairline. We'll put it that way. So I keep it cut short and more or less shaved, and I go outside. And I'm like, oh, I don't need a hat. It's not that bright out. Anyways, I have sunburnt my head, and it's not comfortable. I've got the headset on at a very awkward angle to avoid it. But yeah, there is a certain level of sandpaperish going on now. So kids, wear your hat, wear your sunscreen. Sunburn is not a fun time. As far as on camera, I would show. But I'm not. Anyways, are we ready to go? I see the briefing room is closed. All right. Let's go hop over to the multiplayer and see if we've got a server. We do. Connecting it. Circuit Riccardo Tormo Valencia in the wet.
Green light. Go, go, go.
That's loud for me. I'm going to turn that down just a tad. Thank you. All right. So it's practice time, so I'm not going to go too much into it right now, but you see we have Adrian Marood, Isaac Jordan, Matt Gale, Steepo, D. Hines, Robert Volt. A new driver, a Nissan. Oh, Brian Mongron is racing a Nissan. Yeah! Show me number 77. Show me it. I don't see it. We got the wrong angle. We also have Bacardi, new driver. I do like that. Oh, wait a minute. Is that the 2015 Nissan? If so, that's a bold idea. Lucia Conde, J.J. Zimmerman, Meinhardt. I forget your first name. My apologies. Dick Post. Werner Jacobs, Sven Van Velde, Costas Cordatis, Pat Fortune, and Kiami Dyke. Of course, have a strong Van Nel racing performance. I do have someone in the audience. Costas, you're in the wrong channel, I think. This is the commentary booth. You want to go to the server to voice chat. I mean, he could want to be in here, I guess, but I doubt it. He is driving. Kerry Patton did in a Honda. I didn't expect that. He's traditionally well, no, I guess it's not that big of a change from his traditional like cars. He's a mid-engine guy. And Messenger is, I think, a newcomer to the field as well. I didn't see him when I was looking at the standings, so looks like possibly two debutants. Let's have a look at the liveries here. Marood's is standard. Isaac Jordan in a Lambo. Looks like he just do it with the Grasser livery. Matt Gale. Sir, we have to talk. That is ugly. Robert Volt. Bacardi. Kinami Dyke. Patty Fortune in the Stunt Possums. I like it. I like it. I like the color blend that you've got going there, Pat. Stunt Possum's got a good one this season. I am realizing I don't see the VC server 2, so maybe that's why Costas keeps coming in here. Is that maybe someone has accidentally deleted the voice channel for server 2? I don't know. So 18 cars so far. And again, Matt. We have to talk, Matt. We have to talk about this. I appreciate an Audi in the field. I really, really do. I really, really do. But that is hideous. connect up my gear here. Is that it? Okay, I need to figure this out. Bacardi, where are you? Oh, Michael Taylor, that's a new name. Shanny Marisano kicking in. I don't see the second Nissan anymore, which is disappointing. Hopefully they come back. Oh, there you are. Rigo Bacardi. Alright. So the Irons head out first for qualifying action. And at the moment, the championship leader is Lucio Condi. There he is in the Don't Crash Porsche. I appreciate that. Something is... hang on a sec. Something is not working here in my software. And I'm a little puzzled. Give me a second. Oh, you know what it is? I think it might be that I wasn't on track. Oh, there we go. It was just an up arrow. So let's get the track map up here. Let's hop into. Well, you know what? No. We want to do the track guide here, and it's going to be the 976 car who's going to give us the tour. That is D. Hines, his Lamborghini for the Stunt Possum crew. Let's get him out there and enjoy the lap. Alright, on to the start-finish straight we go, and we're about to do one lap of Valencia in the wet. Let's go. Circuit Ricardo de Tormo. One of the circuits I know actually quite well from my days in Race 07. We're breaking down here for the left-hand turn to open us up here. And then we head into the first kind of boot turn. Take another left. There's a lot of lefts on this track. It's a very left-hand dominated circuit. And another left, although mostly full throttle. First right-hand turn of the circuit is right here. And then another one here. It's not a terribly complicated circuit. There's a reason it is used as a test track. Left-hander here. And we're now in Sector 2. We crossed the line a little bit ago. Sector 2 is very short, but it's also like probably the place where you can gang and lose the most time with actual like circuit knowledge. Because despite its relatively short amount of track and time, it's the time in which there's the most throttle modulation. This wraps up Sector 2. Into Sector 3 we go. I hate this part of the track. I get it wrong a lot. Really just that turn there. I mean, obviously this is just like a full throttle curve. And then we get to the end of it, get on the brakes, final turn here, and then back onto the start-finish straight. But it is a really tricky spot. Is D. Hines will set the pace early, and we'll see if anyone displaces him here. Steepo, about 3/10 off, and Lucio Condi, who is our championship leader, taking the pole position. I don't want Steepo, I want Lucio. Thank you. So championship again, Lucio Condi leading the way on 38 points, D. Hines on 20, 23 on 30. Jas van de Velde is on 23, and he is qualifying ban today. Steepo 21, and Werner Jacobs 20. We'll see how it goes. Rigo Bacardi has gone second quickest for the Kamikaze drivers. Didn't expect that German flag there, honestly. It is the 2018. Okay. So that's a custom livery then. I was kind of worried that he was running the 2015, but we do have the Land of the Rising Sun Nissan out there today. Sam Messenger in the M4 going third quickest, and Kobos Meinhardt in the McLaren going fifth quickest. Werner Jacobs is in the Mercedes this season. We're used to seeing him in I want to say traditionally in a BMW, so he has gone to the dark side. Just trying to see if anybody is on a particularly good one. Hot lap there for D. Hines, moving up into third place. And it's also a pretty good one going for Bacardi. Won't move up beyond second place. Condi's got a bit of a chokehold right now in the pole position. But we'll see. Oh, we got a hype for the 405. Here we go, Bacardi. Comes across the line, moves to within a second of pole. We got one of the Milwaukee. We got one of the Team Track Tool cars. That is JJ Zimmerman in the Lamborghini. Kind of heavy Lamborghini population this season, it seems. A car that seemed a bit out of favor historically, but has seemingly picked up some affection from the field. Stipo in the SKR car, the Croatian entry. Rocking the Ferrari. Always a popular choice. Okay, I need to remember that TV Cam 1 really doesn't follow the car through that section. Need to remember that. Oh, will that invalidate the lap? No, it's still legal. Okay. He's still okay. Lost some time, though. Still, this is going to be almost a full second increase or improvement for Stipo. So, big chest pump to the man in the Ferrari as he moves into fifth place. But right now, they are all bowing to Lucio Condi in the all-conquering Porsche. Looks like we have 9 irons today. Of course, one is a qualifying band, Jos van de Velde. So he'll be starting last amongst the irons. We'll see what he can do. No one on a particular blinder right now. Condi's in the green, Zimmerman's in the green, Messenger's in the green, but nothing huge. Looks like we may more or less have the pace decided at this point. We will probably see, well, I guess it is raining pretty hard out there still. But I will say the track temp being 31°C does mean that there's a chance that there could be some improving track conditions here to go faster and faster. Let me know if there's any issues with the audio or the video. I did change up some video settings, so I am hoping it may be a little bit less quality, but a little smoother. It's kind of the goal. So if you see a difference, let me know. Everyone's in the red right now. With Lamborghini becoming actually popular, I might have to pull out the Batman. Shall I prep the Batmobile, sir? It's a little obvious, isn't it? Isn't it, Alfred? Ah, yes. The Lamborghini, then. The bronzes have been released in Anchor. Everything seems normal. Well, that's good. Frankly, if no one can tell the difference, I mean, we pretty much have a win. Sometimes that is the case when you fiddle with things in the background. The actual best result is like no change. But anyways, I had my bitrate set to a little bit higher than YouTube's recommends, so I have dropped it down to the recommended bitrate, and hopefully that leads to a stable connection. I'm hoping there's not any quality in the drop not any quality drop off, but we'll see. Adrian Marood, your fairly dominant bronze championship leader at the moment. He has won both races. That being said, he is only 5 points ahead of Robert Volt because Robert Volt has, well, in a nutshell, been a competently and fast driver as well. He's finished second in both races, as he is sporting the Aston Martin this season. Recreational racing hazard. Also in the field, we got Pat Fortune for the Stunt Possums, Van Nels Kinami Dyke, Shanu Murasanu in the big old Nissan. A couple of Nissans in the field this year. RC will be pleased. He's not leaving the pits as of yet, but Michael Taylor is here. I believe that would be Mickey Taylor. Previously. Relatively small bronze field here today, just 6 cars. I do think, to a certain degree, there does tend to be a relatively minimal bronze class. It's just kind of a division that tends to be transient in nature. And I am back. Guess who's back? Back again. Neo's back. Tell your friends. Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Guess who's back? No Byron today. Byron is doing some Mother's Day things with his family. They have a lovely lunch planned for Mama Byron, and we support that here. So that is perfectly acceptable. As the first time start coming in for the Bronze Boys, and Kinami Dyke is the one on the ball the best at the moment, going second quickest. Mom's spaghetti. I don't know if there's spaghetti going to be involved. I should have asked them what they're eating. They're a family of large individuals, so I imagine there's a treat. And I know Byron can cook. I've had Byron's cooking. It's fantastic. He very much believes in the whole concept of if you're going to be a big boy, you got to learn how to make the food. Oh, Konami Dyke gets an illegal lap there. All right, Robert Volt is the man on the mission. About 3/10 up right now. Should be enough to get him past D. Hines, but no further. Oh, here we go. That 3/10 suddenly turned to 7/10. So that was definitely a... Oh, no! Caster's curse. As he loses it and goes off the track. that will be the mission today. It's less. It's going to be a lot less about speed and a lot more about just not losing the track. As Pat Fortune comes across the line, unfortunately, I don't think this is going to be an improvement. Basically, just about the same as his previous lap. Yeah, you see there, little over a tenth difference. A cup of liberty. All right, Konami Dykes again on a good lap. Just got to keep it legal this time. Keep it on the track this time, Dyke. About a half second up right now, and there goes the spin. Pat Fortune's got a good lap going right now. He's up about 6/10. Can he keep it going? Can he keep it pointed in the right direction? Can he bring glory to the almighty possum? Right now, this would move him up into the top 4. Easily past Messenger and easily past Bacardi. Has a shot at Marud and Dyke. Here we go. Probably won't get quite that good. About 5/10 up right now. Should still plonk him into 4th place. And it does. 4th place for the Lambo. Lambo Horsey 2nd row. Uh-oh. Might not be for long. Marud's got a good lap going. And he goes 2nd quickest. The dominant force of the Bronze Championship this season, Adrian Marud. One of the all-time leaders in bronze points. Robert Volt's got a good lap going. Can he keep it on track? The Aston Martin should be pretty good in the wet. I've historically found it to be one of the more stable cars when the wet conditions are out there. So I would like to see Volt do well. Excuse me. Konami Dyke also on a good lap, but I don't want to go to him until he's near the end because I seem to be caster cursing him, like repetitively. But he's got a shot at pole right now. If he, oh, I see that number going down. Still legal though. Still legal. Volt at the moment 6/10 up. This would be enough to hop D Hines, but that's about it. He'd still be behind Steve Messenger. Dyke's made another mistake, but is still technically on for his best lap. And Volt losing a little bit of time at the end there. Still moves past D Hines. Alright. Can Dyke keep it together? He's up about 4/10. This would still be only 3rd place, but he'd move closer. He would insure it a little bit. There it is. 145.22. He'll have one more lap to try to put it together. He's got more in him. He's got like a solid half second in him. If he can get it right. Well, I don't think you need to be an expert to know that's probably not what he meant to do there. It's probably not what was intended. Robert Volt's got a slight improvement going right now, but nothing earth-shattering. Same with Pat Fortune. It's not going to touch the top 3 at the rate he's going. But he is up 3/10. And loses on a puddle. Alright. The Silvers have been given the clearance to join up on the race here. We have Iron Lynx's Isaac Jordan out there on the track. Joining him is Brian Mongron in the Monsoon Racing Nissan. Not the greatest livery, I must say. Dick Post for Van Nel Racing in the Porsche. And Sven van der Velde in the Van Nel Nissan. A lot of Nissans this season. A lot of Nissans. Kerry Patton in the Honda. Also joining the field, the NSX. Ah, he's got the factory livery. Nice, nice. And I am imagining the Rust Bucket. Yep. Rust Bucket Richard Oakes is here today. He is my pick to win. It's wet, and the Rust Bucket is here. Championship-wise in the silver, it is Sven van der Velde leading the way by 3 points over Matt Gale. Kerry Patton is on 23. Marv Beck's on 22. Doesn't seem like Marv is here today. Dick Post is on 18. 17 for Thomas Boris, 12 for Thomas Wong, and 10 for Richard Oakes. Oakes is quite a ways down the pecking order, but never rule him out in the wet. Has been a historical strength of his. It's weird that we have, like, what, 4 Nissans in the field today, and none of them are on the team with each other. It's all privateer entries. And 1 random Van Nel Nissan. No Ford Mustangs this season. That's a strange one. The Mustang has been a historically very strong car. Won the championship last year in the hands of Tristan Akaloan. And to see it not on the grid is a little strange. By the way, Shanu Murasanu failed to put up a lap time in his Nissan, so he will be starting from far back. Another point on the board for Adrian Maroon in his quest to finally be a champion. Kerry Patton sets the pace at the front. Honda in first place. That was not there for very long as Japanese rival Brian Mongron moves to the front of the pack in the Nissan. Also have Sven van der Velde in the top 5. Richard Oakes in 7th place and Isaac Jordan in 10th. Dick Post popping into 9th place there as well. Interesting. Costa Cordatus is listed as a silver on the entry list. Could have sworn he was further down in the pecking order. Oh, never mind. He's just new to me, but he is a silver. Has 9 points to his name. this season. That's a 6th and a 10th place finish at the opening 2 rounds. Dick Post has got a good lap going. He's feeling it. It's a threat for the low end of the top 5, not for pole. But we'll see. The Van Nel car has been a race winner this season. Had a strong campaign last season as well. And this will be good enough for 3rd. Also got a decent lap going for Costas Cordatis. And the BMW. About 3/10 up right now. This will be enough to put him in that same top 5 ballpark. Not the greatest run through the final hairpin section, though. And, yep, that's going to cost him. No longer going to be a move up. Isaac Jordan. About 2/10 right now. Realistically, only a threat to Cordatis at the moment. And maybe like Adrian Maroon. But we'll stick with him. He's got the best lap going right now. And, yeah, it's going to knock about a 10th off. Should be good enough for a 1:43.1. And Kerry Pattonen's got a good lap going right now. It is a threat for pole, like a legitimate threat for pole here. From these, pardon me, this is Matt Gale I'm looking at. Oh, never mind. Never mind. That'll do that in. Cordatis has got a decent lap going, about 3/4 up right now. Move within a second of pole position. Should be around 6th place, if he can keep it going. Made a bit of a mistake there. Some time. Lots. He's having a hard time in some of these longer radius curves. And the fastest man on track right now is the pole sitter, Brian Mongrand. Although Matt Gale and Dick Post have good laps going as well. Let's give the pole sitter his due. The Canadian flashing his headlights at the Honda of Kerry Pattonen to get out of his way, but Kerry's in 2nd place, sir. I don't know if he's gonna. He is parked at the side of the road, though. So he's bailed on it. It is great seeing an Audi, but goddamn, is that livery ugly? Holy moly! I am not a fan. Into the final corner here. Should be the new benchmark here for Mongrand. Should kind of put pole out of reach, I think. There you go. 38.707. First one to the 38s today. Slight movement there from Cordatis. And Isaac Jordan's got a good lap going. Should move him up to around where Lucio Conde and Sven van de Velde are. If you keep up the pace here. that's a good run. That's a good run through the foul corner. Should be about 7/10 improvement. And indeed, second quickest. He aced the third sector. Third fastest third sector of them all. Ironically, Sven van de Velde has the second fastest, and he's not terribly high up in the picking order. That'll do it. The only cars out there trying to put up lap times are Richard Oakes, who is considerably in the red right now. Weird to see Oakes down in 10th place. He's still my pick. He's still my boy. So Brian Mongrand will start on pole. Brian's issue has been converting lap pace and qualifying to the race, though.
Alright, conditions are wet. We have some slippery curves, and also watch out for your braking distance.
He had pole at Indianapolis and wound up 8th. So, like, that's kind of been his cross to bear. We'll wait for everybody to get underway, and then we'll do our grid walk. Great having the chat again. Thank you for coming out.
That means that there is a mandatory pit stop between 25 and 35 minutes of the race. You have to change all 4 wheels and tyres, and if you're in the overall category, there is no minimum pit stop time. There is in Pro Am 61 seconds. Once those driver changes are completed, the car blasts back onto the circuit. The classes, well, there is the overall situation, which is
Not the largest grid today, but like honestly, on the bright side, they all fit on one page. Because one page in race control is exactly 24 cars, and we have 23. So there you go. Does make keeping track of people a little bit easier. Not gonna lie. So weird to see only one BMW in the field. BMW has been such a constant presence in server 2. Basically since I stepped in. That it's kind of weird. Kind of a little confusing. Not gonna lie.
Shuffled a bit with grid drops from behavioural
we are rolling. Pole position will belong to the number 77 Nissan, Brian Mongrand. Joining him on the front row is the 404, the Iron Lynx Lamborghini of Isaac Jordan. On row 2, it will be the 97 Honda of Kerry Pattenden, joined by the 508 car, the only Audi in the field, of Matt Gale. Only Honda in the field, too, so proving that those two cars have a little more life in them than people generally think. Dick Post will start P5 in his 188 Porsche, followed by Sven van de Velde in the first of our Nissans in the 413. Iron pole sitter Lucio Condi in the Porsche will start 7th, ahead of the lone BMW in the field, Costas Cordatis. Adrian Maroud starts 9th. The pole sitter for the bronze category. He will be joined by the Porsche, the Rust Bucket, the legendary number 20 of Richard Oakes. Pat Fortune will start from 12th place for Stunt Possum in the Lamborghini. And then it'll be newcomer Rigo Bacardi in the 308 Nissan. Another newcomer to the field is Sam Messenger. The Welsh driver will be driving, the other BMW. There is another BMW. The 616. Robert Volt in the Aston Martin will start P13 with D. Hines in the Stunt Possum Lambo. Following that, it'll be Stipo in the Ferrari. And then it is the number 27 McLaren of Cobus Meinhardt. JJ Zimmerman in the Team Track Tool number 119 Lamborghini. Werner Jacobs in the number 20 the number 186 Mercedes for Draper Racing. Michael Taylor is back in the field, formerly Mickey Taylor, now Michael Taylor in the Ferrari 197. He'll start from 21st place. He was the slowest car in qualifying. Shani Murasanu for Cyber Racing will start 22nd. He did not have a qualifying. And qualifying ban Jos van de Velde will start from the pit lane. Let's get the Helicam up. We loves the Helicam for the start. And we'll see how it is. Expect to be a wet race throughout. The rain is heavy for the first 30 minutes. But we'll see. Here we go. Here we go. The green lights are coming, and they are here. And a phenomenal start. Isaac Jordan got it just right, and he's leaping out into the lead with a drive-through penalty probably for jumping the start. I was so excited for him. I was hyped, and then I saw the drive-through penalty. Matt Gale's up to 2nd place. A bad start for the pole sitter Brian Mongrand. He's fallen back to 3rd. With Dick Post and a solid starting Costas Cordatis rounding off the top 5. And behind him, that is Lucio Condi in the Iron Championship leading Porsche. And behind him, that is Sven van de Velde in the Silver Championship leading Nissan. So battle championship leaders, but not battling each other in said championship. Konami Dyke is in 8th place, followed by Adrian Maroud, and rounding off the top 10, it is Robert Volt, who had a phenomenal start. We got cars off. That is Lucio Condi, and also Sven van de Velde falling through the field. See whose fault this was. Gonna have to go with Sven on that one. You gotta check your blind spot, my man. Lucio was there. We could debate about whether Lucio had any real chance of pulling off that overtake. I'm going to go with no. But he was there. And he'll tumble down the order a little bit as Pat Fortune comes through, as well as Richard Oakes in the Rust Bucket. D. Hines in behind. And behind him is J.J. Zimmerman and Cobus Meinhardt. Meantime, Jordan heads... No, Jordan has given the lead up to Matt Gale. So, you have a drive-through, sir. Not sure what happened there. Brian Mongrand having a look. Jos van de Velde is yet to leave the pit lane. So the 603 car maybe having issues. They were qualifying banned. And mayhaps went to get a cup of tea and have not returned. Matt Gale leads the way. in that ugly, ugly Audi. Please, Matt, let me try to do something with that livery. Oh, my Lord. Oh, my Lord. Isaac Jordan in second, but he has a drive-through penalty, and behind them it is Brian Molingron, Dick Post, and Costas Cordatis have also joined the breakaway. So the top 5 are skeeting away, with Konami Dyke leading the way for the bronze category and the best of the rest. Oh, D. Hines is off. So what happened to the 154? It's Richard Oakes in behind in the rust bucket. Oh. Well, you guys may have seen a really, really bumpy ride there. I did as well. So I am going to go with some kind of lag misfortune for Pat Fortune there. Thought it was D. Hines that was off, but it turned out it was Pat. Sam Messenger in the field has overtaken Shanu Murasanu and turns his, well, not really turns his attention to Sven van der Velde. Sven is up the road. And further up the field there, Lucio Condi looking for an overtake of D. Hines. This is very relevant to the Iron Championship. No time to start, have a beer. Yas, get your ass out there. It's time for the climactic charge through the field, sir. It's a wet day. There be points on offer. Meinhard in a battle with Condi, as well as Hines. Yellow flag out for Konami Dyke and also Adrian Marood. Happened here. Marood looking to the outside. Looks down the inside. Oh. Okay, that was shaky. I'm honestly kind of curious what the ping on Dyke is. Because that was some odd behavior by both driver, but mostly by Marood. It seemed like he didn't know where Dyke was going, which leads me to believe that there may have been a little bit of a teleportation deal going on, as Isaac Jordan does come through for his drive-through. So that promotes Mongrand to second, Post to third, and Cordatis to fourth. Robert Volt is now best of the rest, with Richard Oakes coming through the field as well. A solid debut here from Rigo Bacardi. He's running in 7th place in the Nissan. That's Marood on his tail and Dyke. And also a very good run so far for Cobus Meinhardt. He's in the top 10. Another addition to the South African contingent, as Bacardi loses out there to Adrian Marood for 7th place. Still leads the iron, though. So it's Gale, Volt, and Bacardi leading the respective divisions. And Michael Taylor is in the pit lane. Cobus Meinhard dropping through the field. Looks like he might have had an off. Let's see what happened to the McLaren. Yep. Found a little bit of the wet stuff. A little bit of the too wet stuff. Kind of a bit of a rude rejoin there ahead of Steve Messenger as well. Sven van der Velde picking his way through the field after his early issues. Him and Condi had contact, which, upon cursory examination, I did say was a bit of 50-50 action, but I would say I slide to Sven being the more at fault individual. Let's see what he can do. See if he can charge back through. Already up to 11th place. Someone else I'm interested in seeing trying to make up ground is Kerry Pattenden, as well as the car right behind him, Isaac Jordan. They qualified very well. And Pattenden kind of went off on his own. Jordan, of course, picked up a drive-through at the start. And they are now trying to come back through the field. And right behind Condi, as well as Meinhardt. And Condi kind of gets out of the way. Or made a mistake, I don't know which. And Pattenden picks up the spot in the Honda. Wishing Kerry Pattenden a really good season this season. He's had bright spots basically every season I've commentated here for Evolution Racing Academy. And has never quite put things together, as he appears to be off the track again. Well, Caster's curse is a thing. Let's see. Does he have anyone to blame but himself on this one? No. Let's carry Pattenden off the track. We do have our first retirement. I'm not sure whom. It's not a bronze car. There are still 6 of those running. Sure, J.J. Zimmerman losing a spot there to Pattenden. Let's see that as his fight, I imagine. Trying to see who is missing from the field here. J.J. Zimmerman heading off. I'm not seeing anyone missing. So if you spot the missing name, by spot I mean remember who the missing name is, you get a cookie. Meinhardt is leading a train right now of Isaac Jordan, Lucio Condi. Not too back there. It is Messenger and Fortune. Oh, car returns. It was Werner Jacobs. There you go. Werner Jacobs returns from whatever technical issue he had. Yellow flag out for Steepo and Kerry Pattenden. Kerry Pattenden seems to be having all the bad luck today. Let's see what happened this time. Oh, they just kind of both do the synchronized spin thing. All right, no contact at all. Sven van de Velde now up on the tail of Rigo Picardi. Battle for 9th between the two Nissans. Also battle for... Well, no, not top Nissan supremacy, because Brian Mongrand runs in 2nd place. He is the king right now. Speaking of the front, Costas Cordatis looking a little hungry at the back of the Porsche of Dick Post. Of course, do have some success penalties for Adrian Marood and Sven van de Velde coming into today. But not for Iron Championship leader Lucio Condi. A lot of missing faces today, particularly in the Bronze Championship. No Nathan B., Chris Stancer, Hobart Rallywell, or Idris Cahill, which is big. Missing Thomas Waz, Mar Bex, Thomas Wong. Thomas Waz is a longtime rival of mine in sim racing. My apologies. As Cordatis gets held off for now by Dick Post. But we're also missing Ron Morley, Clinton Strobel, Martin Wobley, Jesse Diekman, Bert Toaster. They're all laps sit today. Werner Jacobs is still in the pits. Some of that will be a return to server penalty. Could also be him still trying to sort out what's going on with his hardware, computer, or internet connection. Whatever caused him to lose connection. By the way, weird one for you right now. We have a tie for fastest lap. Both Kerry Pattenden and Sven van de Velde have done a 1:39.265. You don't often see the tie for fastest lap. That's not going to last. So I suspect we'll probably hit about 1:38s before the end of the race. But it is kind of interesting. Maybe not, actually. I guess Pole was only in the high 38s. So low 39s might be the answer today as far as fastest lap is concerned. Cordatis still on the tail. Pat Fortune and Steve Messenger. Steve Messenger going slowly, so probably rejoining from an off of his own. Loses out to Fortune and to Pattenden. And Werner Jacobs has rejoined the festivities. Yellow flag out for Shanu Murasanu. What happened to the Nissan? Also, Shanu, bring back the Bentley. I like the Nissan, but the Boatley would feel applicable here. Yeah, just a little spin around there. Shanu's got to be one of the more inconsistent drivers I've ever seen. Makes me wonder if there's just an internet issue. Because there are times where, like, over a solo lap, he is very, very fast. Or she. I don't want to assume gender. But there are also days where, in the same race, where Murasanu will just seemingly be the most out of luck person ever. Isaac Jordan making an overtake of D. Hines. I suspect there's not much here to see between the two Lambos. Jordan, of course, is one of the fastest cars out there. It's just the drive-through penalty has him making up ground outside the top 10. Cordatis is trying to make a move again into corner 1. Down the inside of Dick Post. And Cordatis to the front. Well, not the front, but to the podium. Oh, it's not over yet. Dick Post to the inside. Little bumping. Ain't nothing wrong with a little bump and grind. And Dick Post takes the spot back. Lucio Condi also on the tail of Cobus Meinhardt. Cobus Meinhardt has been absolutely under pressure all day long. And right now it just happens to be Condi. Down the inside he goes. Meinhardt does seem to have to brake a little bit early for some of these turns. Maybe just compensating for the wet. And maybe that's why he hasn't put the car off the track, so... Sometimes such a precaution is a good idea, as Isaac Jordan goes past Rico Picardi, and Kerry Pattenden is sideways on the track, pointed the wrong direction. Wasn't around anybody. So... Yep. This kind of loses the back end. New fastest lap is Cordatis with a 1:39.102. So the Beamer is the fastest in the wet right now. 4th place. All over the back of Dick Post. Going down the inside again. Was late on the brakes. And he pays for it. Gets wide off into the wet puddles and ends up having to get rejoin. Probably should retain 4th. There's Robert Volt, who's in 5th, coming up behind him. And then the rust bucket of Richard Oakes. Brian Mongrand going to war with Matt Gale at the front. Pretty important race for Matt Gale. He's had an unconventional season for him. I'm used to seeing Gale be at the front or having real difficulties. It's kind of been neither. He was 4th in Indianapolis and 3rd in Kyle Almy, which has put him in 2nd place in the championship, despite not having won or taken a 2nd place or even having multiple podiums. So, a bit of an odd pathway for him. Comes in today 3 points behind Sven van de Velde. As it stands, he would take that championship lead. And getting some help out as Sven is slowly rejoining from either a punting or a mistake. I don't know which. And I don't think we're going to go hunt that down more than 30 seconds in the past. Gary Pattinen up on the tail of Shanu Murasanu. Battle of Nissan and Honda. By the way, we have our undercutter of the day, Michael Taylor, has already made his pit stop. And we'll see what he can do as Gary Pattinen does indeed move up into 17th place. Richard Oakes getting a little tail happy, and Rigo Bacardi is the wrong way on the track. The iron leader will lose the iron lead as a result of this. Not really sure what was going on there. That is a bizarre spin. Just like that, Bacardi goes from the lead of the irons to 4th place, losing spots to Hines, Condi, and Meinhardt. Sven van de Velde also overtaken. Pat Fortune also now overtaking Bacardi. And Lucio Condi off the track, so no shortage of mistakes going on right now. And I don't blame them. Wet weather definitely being a hassle, and it's not an endurance race where you can get into the mindset of just not pushing. It's a sprint race, so you kind of feel like you have to push. But at the same time, it's going to get you in trouble. As per usual, after the race, we will have a open commentary booth. If anyone wants to hop in and give their 2 cents, they are welcome. Gary Pattinen continuing to slash through the field, overtaking Rigo Bacardi there. That is now 15th place for the Honda. Behind them, Steve Messenger looking to go on the attack as well. Messenger and Bacardi both making their season debuts. Possibly Evolution Racing Academy debuts, I don't know. And Bacardi lets him through. Bacardi's got a problem, I think. There's got to be something wrong with that car. We've seen him off a couple of times now. And not really defending positions. Even against other iron cars. By the way, fastest lap of the race, 1:39.065 for Isaac Jordan. Dick Post also putting up his best lap of the race on that lap, 39.195. So he's on the charge. Yellow flags out for Zimmerman and Jacobs, but I think they're at very different parts of the track. I think those are self-inflicted. Datis, I thought, was maybe going in for a pit stop there. What happened to him? Just kind of lost the control of the car. Almost kills Robert Volt. And Richard Oakes is like, I'd love to get past both of you, thank you very much. And it will be Cordatis dropping a pair of spots. Bullied to the side by Robert Volt and Richard Oakes. The veterans. Moving up spots. Hardy dropping through the field some more. Don't know what's up with him right now, but he seems to have no faith in the car. JJ Zimmerman and Rico Picardi into the pits. Not surprised at Picardi. Like I said, that it seemed like the car was driving him for the last couple of laps. So maybe a good time to, if it's a driver problem, just kind of settle down, reset, relax, take a sip of your favorite race beverage, get back out there. And if it's a problem with the car, you know, trying to fix it. Don't want to waste too much of the race being out of the zone, whatever the reason is. Robert Volt getting a little shaky out there. Volt's been kind of all over the place. I'm surprised he hasn't had a disastrous run. He is first place for the bronzes and running fourth place overall. Not for nothing. But doesn't feel like the most stable car out there. Kerry Patented, by the way, is picking up spots. Overtaking Lucio Condi. And we have a change for the bronze lead is Cobus Meinhardt has overtaken D. Hines and taken over first place. And there comes Patented in the background. He'll make his way through. And Lucio Condi might also be on the attack. Can't say he's likely the most happy camper right now. Cardi's been in the pits for a long time. Isaac Jordan is in for his first pit stop. He's been in for a drive-through penalty, but this will be his first. This will be the mandatory pit stop for the 404 Lamborghini. And that's Condi going through on D. Hines. And Hines' teammate Pat Fortune in the background. Kerry Pattinen also looking to make a move. And into the pits goes Hines. This is a warm track for these wet weather tires. So I'm not surprised that there's a couple of cars out there right now having some issues. Sven van de Velde picking up a drive-through penalty. For track limit abuse, I'd imagine. Shanu Murasanu off. Whoa! Big spin. And another one, too. Oof. Car probably picked up a significant amount of weight in the form of rocks. Robert Volt again under pressure from Richard Oakes as well as Costas Cordatis. If I'm him, I don't know. I'm just probably not fighting for this too hard. As Cordatis goes down the inside of Oakes. And forces Oakes wide. And that's going to be a spot for the BMW. Brian Mongrand, by the way, diving down into the pit lane from P2. I'd say that takes the pressure off of Matt Gale, but not really, because Dick Post is still on that tail. And they've also got the lapped car of the pitted Isaac Jordan to deal with. Jordan is the highest ranking of the pit stoppers. Although that should soon be Mongrand. Wait, hang on. Mongrand is out of the pits, but has not served his mandatory. That is confusing. What is going on? Brian Mongrand. Sven van de Velde rejoins from his drive-through. I wonder if Mongrand is aware that he has not served his mandatory. We'll find out in the fullness of time. Matt Gale, in the meantime, has got Isaac Jordan doing him a favor, running rear gunner to him. Probably Jordan figures if he can just kind of follow Gale around the track, he'll probably maybe learn a thing or two. He's got the pace to be a winner today. He's got the fastest lap. He is the first person down into the 38s. 138.827. Just needs to control things. Adrian Marood is in. Shanu Murasanu is in. Pat Fortune with the Stunt Possum team. Battling with Cobus Meinhardt, who dives down the pit lane. Probably not a bad idea to mess with the teammate of the guy you're battling for an iron win with here today, as well as Lucio Condi. No matter how clean you think the field is, you never know. You never know. Robert Volt putting the pressure on, or pardon me, getting pressurized hard here by Costas Cordatis. Again, if I'm Volt, given the way his car has been going wide in some of these corners, I don't really fight with these two guys. But, hey, he's the guy running in third place. Cordatis does get through. And that's going to be a pit stop time for Volt. Richard Oakes is also in. Sven van de Velde is facing the wrong way. Has happened to the Van Nel Nissan. Looks like just a power slide. lot of pit stops going on right now. Dick Post is in. Stipo as well. So that frees up Matt Gale. As he laps Adrian Marud, and Isaac Jordan will come through right behind him. And take the spot. Pulling the Max Verstappen Toro Rosso move back in Monaco a while back. Forget who it was he was on the tail of, but he was right on the tail of one of the leading cars, and of course the Toro Rosso being a midfield car at the time. And he's just kind of like, all right, go on through, blue flag served. Now I'm going to overtake people who are blue flag to you. Hello, hello. And Isaac Jordan is doing the same here, well, trailing around behind Matt Gale. Kerry Patton's in the pits. And there is Sven van de Velde as well. Robert Volt coming out in a bit of an awkward spot. He is in behind Steve Messenger, who is yet to pit. Which means that this is a battle for position, but it's not really a battle for position. And it looks like Messenger treats it as such and made that fairly easy for Robert Volt. So, good sportsmanship from Messenger, but also a bit of good luck for Volt, as his traffic manager was a little bit lackluster. Cordatis is in for second place. So Kanani Dyke moving to the front with Brian Mongron in third. Still don't know if Mongron knows he needs to pit, because he was in the pits and then did not actually serve as mandatory. So, problems. We're getting a battle we don't really get to see a lot of. JJ Zimmerman making an overtake on Shanu Murasanu. And also there's a battle going on in behind them as Matt Gale comes through with Jordan and Marud battling it out for 11th place right behind him. And Cordatis rejoins the festivities in 8th place. So that's behind Dick Post and behind Richard Oakes. So the Rust Bucket boys getting a great pit stop in. And Oakes' move to the front continues. My hope for a Rust Bucket win today. Doesn't look great though. Matt Gale is right now kind of up there. And it feels like Dick Post, and Dick Post is the only real obstacle. We'll see. Race leader Matt Gale is in. Where is Post? Post is the 188 car. He's currently still working. He's just started the third sector. Let's see. He's at the final turn. The car is not on for the 508 yet. Steve Messenger rejoining. Car is down. Let's see. Where's Post? And Gale exits the pit. There is Dick Post. So the battle continues. I thought Gale had picked up a good spot, had picked up a good bit of form there, a good bit of opportunity there with the overcut. But at the end of the day, he comes out just 0.4 of a second ahead of Post. And Cordatis looks down the inside of the Rust Bucket, but messes up his run through the corner badly. And Oakes will retain 6th place. 6th place on track, and probably about 3rd place in actuality. He's almost certainly going to pass Condi when he picks, as well as Mongron. And probably Dyke. Let's see here. He's 47 seconds off the leader. Pit time's over about a minute. Yeah. Should come out ahead of everybody that has to pit. So he'll be behind Gale and Post. Cordatis effectively in 4th place as a result. Werner Jacobs having a rejoin. Drive-through penalty for Steve Messenger. That'll either be track limits or possibly a speeding in the pit lane. He was in the pit lane not too long ago. And there he is heading in for his drive-through. Very good angle. Big old yawn. I am also using push to talk now for broadcasting purposes, which I was not using before. It was because I had a broadcast where I was burping constantly. It was like, oh, this will not do. Rigo Picardi apparently did not serve as mandatory in that long pit stop, so he's in the same category as Mongrawn in the... you guys know you have to do the mandatory pit stop, right? You guys know the criteria for a mandatory pit stop, right? Lucio Condi in. I know in the wet sometimes you forget to change your tires. It's a little bit awkward in that regard because there's no wet set numbers like there is in the with the dries, which is something I would change. The real battle right now is this Oaks versus Cordatus for the final step on the podium. Cordatus continues to be on the tail. The Porsches, as per usual, have kind of come through the field well. Right now, as it stands, we'd have two Porsches on the podium in the form of Post and Oaks. Still waiting on Mongrawn and Dyke to make their pit stops, as well as Bacardi. I think there's a solid chance Bacardi's just not going to do it. He'll take the penalty. So I don't think he knows how. Mongrawn, I have similar problems with, but I would hope a driver of Brian Mongrawn's expectations and that number 77 team would get him in the pits for his pit stop, because that penalty is going to be huge for him. For Picardi, not so much. He's second to last on the irons anyways. He's got a full lap, if I'm not mistaken, of Werner Jacobs. 3 laps, actually. So, the penalty does not matter to him. But for the car currently listed as second place, it does mean a lot. Right now, he's doing some excellent laps out there. See anyone else other than Isaac Jordan in the 38s? No, Isaac Jordan is still the only car in the 38s. 38.827. Zimmerman and Jacobs having offs. There he is. So didn't get Warner on camera. Cordatis looking down the inside. Richard Oakes bravely shuts the door. And further up, Post has got pressure on Matt Gale. Drive-through penalty for J.J. Zimmerman, probably for track violations. And down the inside goes Cordatis. Side by side. And the Beamer gets the job done. Cordatis having a solid day. I know this is not his debut, but it's his debut to me. And you can color me impressed. He's had a 6th and a 10th so far, and this looks like a podium as things stand. So good on him. The rust bucket's not done, though. And the wet is its Richard Oakes' natural habitat. There's a Zimmerman returning from his drive-thru, and a stop-go for him now. So that'd be speeding in the pit lane. Come on, JJ! Getting a little heart attack coming out of the pit seeing this battle. Van Dal team looking at possibly 2 wins today as, Dyke is finally in the pit lane. He's not likely to pick up a win here overall today, but, like, his pit stop should only put him... Probably will put him behind Volt. We'll have to see. Right now, Dick Post versus Matt Gale is the primary consideration. As the 14th place car, Pat Fortune, gets a nice front row seat to this. Does not seem to be heading out. J.J. Zimmerman in for his stop-go. And Volt will go past. Curiosity, he is off. So the 4-1-6 of Marud is the next interesting one, and he's going to get through too. So Dyke's going to rejoin in 3rd place. Does feel like he's had almost the best run of the bunch, though. So I'll be interested to see if he can move into the top 2 before the end of today. Still got 12 minutes to go, about 13 minutes, and Rigo Bacardi is in to try to get his mandatory pit stop out of the way. So Mongron has inherited the lead. The problem for him is he still has a mandatory pit stop to serve. And I'm not 100% certain he's aware of it. Because he did pit. It's just he did not pit and clear the mandatory. Kerry Patton in behind him. It's a lap car. So heading into the final 12 minutes, it's Mongron from Gale, Post, Cordatos, Oaks, Robert Volt, the bronze leader, Isaac Jordan, fastest man on the track, Adrian Marood, Konami Dyke, and Kerry Patton. And then in the iron category, it is back to Kobos Meinhardt leading the way, with Lucio Condi and D. Hines on the podium. Bacardi did get his pit stop out of the way, so the 380 is good till the end. Kerry Patton's got the yellow flag out for him. And it looks like that's going to be self-inflicted. Yep. Got on the curb. And pirouettes onto the sand trap. Gravel trap, I should say. And that lost him his top 10 spot to Kobos Meinhardt. So we're at a relatively sedated part of the race here, so let me do some quick championship maths. As you know, I am a one-man operation here. Okay, so I'm figuring in Mongron for behind Richard Oakes here for the sakes of mathematics here. Though he still leads, and I do not know where he'll factor in. But by my maths, Matt Gale would take the championship lead by 10 points over Dick Post and 11 points over Sven Van de Velde. So the Van Nels would be on his tails. Kerry Patton would be in 4th place, followed by Costas Cordatis. So that would be the top 5. And then in the bronze category, which is easy because there's only 8 cars. There's only 6 cars running for that today. It would still be Marood leading, but his gap would be down to 4 points over Robert Volt. And it would be dead even between Fortune and Dyke. On countback, Dyke would be ahead. They'd be both on 38 points. I guess the question would be also fastest lap, which at the moment would belong to Marood. Michael Taylor on the tail of Steve Messenger. Iron versus bronze. At this point in iron, Condi's in the lead, so not looking great for anyone else. Yeah, it'd be pretty dominant. 57-44 lead for Condi over D. Hines at this point. Stipo be on 33. And then it would be 24 for Werner Jacobs, and 23 for Jos van de Velde. Jacobs on the tail of Zimmerman, although this is not for position. Zimmerman is 27 laps in. Jacobs is down 2 laps. So he's in a race of his own. And we don't have any particular close battles to look at the moment. Taylor versus Messenger is the best one we have on offer right now. Where would I think Mongrand would come out? Yeah, like I said, probably behind Richard Oakes. Man, he could get out ahead of Oakes, maybe. So he could get as high as 4th. But that's because Oakes has fallen quite a ways back of Cordatus lately. His battle for the podium seems to be a little bit over here as we're down to the last 6 minutes. Probably 4 more laps. That is not the program I want to open up. JJ Zimmerman getting lapped in this whole conversation. Taylor ends up off the track. And that will at least probably hit the pause button. Isaac Jordan's catching up to Robert Volt. I imagine Volt will probably just let him through given the discrepancy of division here. Volt's issue is Adrian Marood, and honestly, that the fact that Konami Dyke has unfortunately not put the pressure on that I think this 405 team probably was hoping for. Marood versus Volt, 2 longtime friends battling it out for the Bronze Championship this season. Both races so far have gone to Marood. And Volt is getting on the board now, but he's been second in both races, so it's a tight battle. Like I said, coming at it today, it'll probably be a 5-point gap. Which is what it was coming in, because while Volt is getting the win right now, as it stands, Marood got the pole position and is also going to get fastest lap. For the class, it looks like his fastest lap is a... Oh, hang on, never mind. Volt put up a 39.265 when I wasn't looking. All right, that'll close the gap to 3 points. 54 to 51. The Iron Championship seems to be the one that has an absolute ironclad grasp on it, courtesy of Lucio Conde. Congratulations to him. I've been a big booster of Lucio Conde for some time. And I'm not suggesting that my boosting will make you a better driver. More than my boosting probably indicates that you're doing some things correctly. As far as becoming a driver. Pat Fortune overtakes teammate D. Hines, who goes off the track. Pat is the reigning Iron Champion and looking to get a bronze title this season. Doesn't look like he's going to factor into that, but right now would be 3rd place in the... 4th place in the championship on count back to Dyke. But, looking forward to seeing the Stunt Possum do quite well here as he finally is hopped up from the Iron Leagues. About 2.5 minutes to go. Brian Mongrand still has to deal with that pit stop or take a sizable penalty, and the penalty is going to be worse than the pit stop. That's the general rule of ACC penalties, is that it's going to be longer than the 40 seconds to 1 minute, depending on what you do in the pits. He basically would have to go in now if he wants to serve that. As Sven van de Velde overtakes D. Hines, but that's not really especially relevant. I know D doesn't really fight with the cars in the other weight classes. Isaac Jordan on the tail. Smells Robert Volt. Let's see if Mongrand goes in. Close to the... He's not especially close to the pits. So we'll stick with Jordan in the meantime. If not for that drive-through penalty at the start, I wonder if Isaac Jordan would be in this fight. I tend to think he would be. He's only 50 seconds behind the leader. And keep in mind that the leader has not pitted, and therefore is not really the leader. So in actuality, he's only about 32 seconds behind Matt Gale. You're not going to make that up on track. Oh, Cordatis with a drive-through! No! Costas Cordatis, who's having a huge day, has got himself a drive-through penalty to serve. Where is he? He can serve it. He doesn't have to take the time penalty. Mongrand did not pit. So that's not good. He'll be taking the time penalty. Another stunt possum drops behind Sven van de Velde. Where would Cordatis would certainly lose a spot as a result of this to Oaks and Jordan. I think he could get out ahead of Pattenden. I think. He's in the pits. Let's see here on the map. So the 405 coming through along with the 404. That's Jordan. And the next one of interest is Pattenden in the 97. Okay, he's quite a ways ahead of Pattenden. So he'll rejoin quite comfortably ahead of Pattenden. Still, that's harsh. That is harsh. Probably drops down to 6th place. And Kanami Dyke! With one. There it is. Plus 132nd penalty for Brian Mongrand. So he crosses the line in first, but that will not be first. Also, time penalty coming in for Dyke. Can Isaac Jordan get to the end here? Can he get Volt? It's a meaningless moment, but it would be cool. Got the better drive. He's got the better drive. Volt gives him the squeeze. I don't know why you would do that, Robert. That could only end badly. But he'll get across the line. But I don't know. Look how close Maroon ends up getting as a result of that. Like I don't know about that one. I don't know. That is. It's not, don't bother going in the pits. You can't serve the drive-through. You're gonna have to take the time penalty, Mr. Dyke. There it is. Mongrand and Dyke take the penalties. Okay, that's the adjustments for him. What about for Dyke? Dyke still ends up in third, so actually not a big deal. He was more than 30 seconds up ahead of Pat Fortune. Actually, I don't think he even lost a spot.
Green line. Give it all you got.
we have a winner. It is an Audi. I have not shown off Audi liveries much in the past, so let's do this. The Evo Dos. I don't think I have a custom livery for you, do I? I don't think I do. Let's go with the WRT, I guess. Oh, I do. I have a sucker for the Rofco. I do be a sucker for them. So we'll leave everyone a little bit of time here to try and hop into give their thoughts on the race. In the meantime, championship rundown, which I gave you before, but can now kind of confirm. Matt Gale, 44 points, leads the Silver Championship. Dick Post is on 34 in second place. Van de Velde was the leader coming in today, slips to third on 33. 29 for fourth place, Kerry Pattenden. And 24 for Richard Oakes, who moves into fifth place. Then it's Bar Bex on 22. 19 for Costas Gordatis. 18 for Brian Mongron. And 17 for Thomas Boris. Then it kind of drops down. In the bronze category, it will be Adrian Marood on 54 points, Robert Volt on 51, Pat Fortune and Konami Dyke even on 38. Dyke has the tiebreaker, would thus be third. Nathan B is the distant fifth place on 20 points, was not here today. In the iron category, Lucio Condi will be on 57, 44 for D. Hines, 33 for Stipo, 24 for Werner Jacobs, 23 for Jos van de Velde. And there's not much else to talk about there. Would have been nice if Bacardi could have put together a complete race, but he had some issues down the road. We have some interviewees. Matt Gale, today's winner. You're up first.
How you doing?
Doing good. Doing good. Don't have to look at that livery of yours now. Oh God.
What's wrong with my livery?
What were you thinking?
I took the Audi to make you guys happy.
You have picked the sexiest car in the field and made it horrible.
You're welcome. I could make it worse for next week.
Oh no, please don't.
Yeah, but other than the livery, then the race was good for me. I had a good battle with I forget the name now, Mongrain. He kept me on my
Dick
toes.
Post was in there early on.
Dick Post was definitely towards the end, was keeping me on my toes. I don't know what happened with his pit stop because he didn't seem to pit.
Mongron pitted, but he did not clear his mandatory. So it was a very quick pit stop. So
yeah, I wonder
he did not do something
because it was a 25-second minimum pit stop, just with fuel, without tires. So yeah, it obviously didn't count, and you got a penalty for it. So I was kind of looking at the time and thinking he's got to pit, or he thinks he's pitted. And
I think it was the latter. I think he thought he had pitted and had not. I think he was not the only one. Rico Bakari had the same issue. Although at some point I think Bakari did figure out that he needed to pit again and did do the pit stop again. But
yeah,
I think he had the same problem.
But yeah, that was definitely an intense race. Like every lap, it was on the edge. I had a few laps where I was going a little bit sideways, but I couldn't really take it easy at all because there was very quick people around me, like Post following me. If I'd let off for a second, he would have been behind me. I got caught up with a blue flag at one point, and but the second that I had behind me just disappeared. And I had a few more laps where, it was touch and go, but somehow I managed to keep it going and got my pit stop in. So good race overall. And
you come out of today the championship leader.
Hopefully, we'll see. I don't think I've got to score that many points on previous rounds, so we'll see.
By a solid margin. By my spreadsheet, you have a victory today. You were third place at Kalami, and you were fourth place at Indianapolis. That puts you at 44 points and gives you a 10-point cushion over Dick Post.
Good. Well, I'll leave it there because I'm just choking. Enjoy the rest of it.
I mean, if you really want to win over the the announced team, I'm just saying There's a livery being shown on stream right now that you should investigate.
I'll take a look. Cheers, thank you.
All right. We have Van Nel Racing's Dick Post here. Second place today. Second place in the championship.
Yeah, first of all, congratulations to Matt Gill. He didn't make much mistakes, and I made one. One was way bigger, so I lost 4 seconds and I couldn't catch up anymore. So it was very good racing. The only annoying thing was the spray. I couldn't see shit when I was very close behind him. So tried to keep it safe with the braking markers, and but it was very close. In the beginning, I had very good racing with Kratos, I think is his name. Kratos.
Cordatus.
Tadas, yeah, the BMW, but he spun. So
he fell back later on with a spin and also picked up a drive-through penalty at one point.
Oh yeah, I was very close picking up a penalty as well, because one step beside the line was a warning immediately. So yeah, it was very tight. But yeah, I didn't have much practice time this week because I like to drive for Dean so much that I couldn't be bothered driving a new track in the rain. To be honest, but
fair enough.
I finally I practiced 2 hours yesterday, and it was enough for second place, so I'm very happy.
2 hours practice is a fairly decent run.
Yeah, in the wet, it's just a matter of.
I like to get a little bit more, but
yeah, normally I do more practice, especially for Drive for Dean. I practice more than 10 hours, I think. So yeah, it was a very good race.
All right. I see the Van Nels are all over the place for your car choices this season. Once again.
Yeah, that's true.
But, mid-engine, front engine, it's all there.
I fell in love with the BMW on the Drive for Dean, so I think I'm using that next season. But we'll see. Depends on the tracks as well. So
the Beamer is a nice car. I do generally rate it as generally probably the best car in the game, just because I think it has that nice, it's got that nice balance of newbie friendliness, so you can come in, you can pick it up right away, and also the fact that it's pretty strong at every track you can think of. So
and on curbs it's very good. So that's on Imola, for example, I'm 2 seconds faster than when I drive the Porsche. So
yeah, I would say I'd say the Porsche is probably a weak one at Imola though in general.
Yeah.
Let's see, what would be my best car at Imola?
But it's good to have you back.
Thank you.
Hope work pressure is a little bit lower at the moment.
Back to a standard 9 to 5 job. It's an advantage.
That's good.
I have
good
weekends again.
Was it a nice race to watch for you?
It was a good one. The end got a little settled, but in the wet that happens. And it was good. It's good.
Yeah, that's good to hear. I think at the beginning, the first half hour, I think was very close. And after the pit stop, Matt Gill took the pit stop, and I went into the pit earlier, but he came out exactly at the same point as I went in. So in front of me again, so it was annoying. But it was good racing. So I had a lot of fun, even though I didn't expect to have a lot of fun today. So.
I mean, the wet is always. I feel like the wet always over delivers because you're nervous going in because it's wet. You're gonna make a mistake. It's gonna be horrible. Blah blah blah, and it ends up being okay.
Yeah, true. Okay, well, thanks for your time and the streaming, and have a good evening. I'll leave the word to someone else.
You too. We have our bronze winner, Robert Volt. You are next up on the stage. Seems like you're in a great battle with Adrian Root over the bronze title this season, Robert. What are your thoughts?
Yep. Let's fucking go! I was quite hyped for it.
Pretty, really calm day for you out there today. Kind of had people around you most of the day, but like nothing too spicy from what we saw. Is there any hidden gems you'd like to share?
Take it easy.
What's that?
Just take it easy. Like, I was just minding my own business at the track. Even though I just had 2 hours of practice for this, which was yesterday after drinking a beer. Like,
well, in fairness, Dick Post also said he only practiced 2 hours for this race. So I don't know. I think you guys maybe are overestimating the amount of practice going around.
Yeah, like I definitely feel that there's a point of diminishing returns when it comes to practicing for tracks.
True, to a certain degree.
Yeah, obviously to a certain degree, and also depending on your skill level. But then again,
I think it's more the how you're practicing it, and also just kind of like
oh yeah,
what reserve of like general knowledge you have coming into the whole thing. Like there are people that don't need a lot of practice for the tracks because they have practiced that track a lot, just in the past.
yeah, oh yeah, 100%. And I definitely feel that I'm stronger in the wet than I'm on the dry for some reason. I
Well,
mean, I do like
the
rally,
Aston
but
Martin has been historically a good wet weather car, so I think that probably
oh
helps
yeah,
a little bit.
that as well. the, even yeah, despite the fact that I used a dry setup, I think that just speaks for itself.
Should have had this. I should have been paying more attention to the speed traps, but I know that in the wet, the Aston Martin's speed trap performance is a lot better than it is in the dry, so that helps out.
Yeah,
Relatively speaking, of course, it is faster in the dry. Just it loses more to the other cars.
hmm. It, it also seems that I tend to favor cars that just performs better in the wet. But
That definitely
like
helps.
I've tried other cars other than the Aston Martin, Porsche, and the NSX, but I don't like them. It just feels weird.
It's an odd collection of cars to like. I'm gonna be honest here.
Yeah,
You might need to see a therapist about this.
never. I just need to see my good old Porsche. But yeah, again, it's really nice to have you back and all that. And I did also enjoy the small interview we had during the Drive for Dean endurance.
I was happy to have you in the booth.
Yeah, it's also happy to have you back in the commentator booth.
Thank you. It's good to be back.
Yeah,
Guess who's back? Back again.
guess who's back again.
I'm back again. And Byron returns for round 4.
Oh, sweet. That sounds really awesome. But yeah, I wish I had the beer right now, but I'll enjoy myself with some fish and chips anyways. So I hope you have a nice evening.
Indeed. Gonna go for a nice little walk, get a light dinner because I had a pretty heavy lunch, and that'll be probably about it. And then I have a podcast to film this evening.
Ah. Well, I hope you will enjoy the... Yeah, again, I just said it, but yeah. Good night and bye-bye.
Have a good one. Next up, we have JJ Zimmerman. I also see Lucio. You're in the audience, but your hand is not raised. I need your hand up in order. There we go. JJ Zimmerman, Team Track Tool. Welcome to the booth.
Hello. So, do you want to know anything from the inside of Tactool?
I mean, we're always happy to hear from the inside of Team Track Tool. We are always here for the good. We're here for the goody gossip.
Ooh, so where do I begin? First of all, Kerry Pattenden has good qualifying pace.
Always has.
And do you know what happened to him in turn 1 or something?
Him and no, it looked like from what I picked up, and this is just what I picked up, obviously, but it looked like he kind of spun himself. Was there more to that story that we missed on broadcast?
I do not know because he and I did not have much talking with voices today, so I didn't get to talk to him much, but I just know maybe there was some incident that I missed.
He ended up off the track, but like I said, as far as I can tell, and that is not in any way a statement of fact, he went off the track on his own. So I don't.
Shit happens.
I didn't
Shit
see
happens.
anyone to blame. We'll put it that way.
Oh well. For my ways, I have to blame myself. You probably did not pick about a broadcast. First, I got a drive-through
Saw that.
track limits. Then I got a stop and go because of speeding.
Saw that.
And while this stop and go, I got a second stop and go.
Oh, we didn't say the second stop and go. Come on, get that pit lane limiter working there, JJ. Come on.
I upshifted accidentally.
That'll do it. Pit limiter only works in first gear.
That's why we'll cause of upshift protection. But
I suppose technically speaking, the pit limiter also works in neutral, but you know that doesn't really work all that well.
You just have to get the momentum right.
But I feel like you don't need the pit limiter when you're in neutral. Just gonna throw it out there.
Probably not. Probably not.
But it does technically work.
Yeah. But good to see you back, actually. So we can get more of those broadcast facts.
Alrighty. Well, happy to oblige. Take a look at the broadcast and see what you see. But for you and Carrie, I didn't see anyone befoul you. I saw you off a couple of times, but sadly of your own doing.
Yeah. So I guess good night, and I'll leave the stage to Lucio Conde now.
All right, the absolute dominant man of the Iron Championship, Lucio Conde. You are next up.
Hello, and welcome back.
You have won all 3 races this season by the looks of it, and are having a dominant display. D. Hines is some 13 points behind you in the championship. And it's good to see it come through. I predicted this last season.
Yeah.
It didn't happen.
Well, last season was cursed since the beginning. I had a fractured foot and had to stop racing for like a month and a half. I had to miss the first 2 races. So by then I had like no mileage with the Honda and had to play catch up. And I had some pace, but my consistency went out the window.
Oh, it looks better now. Today was
kinda,
probably not the most consistent race on the planet, but it's a wet one, so that is what it is.
Yeah. After quali, I expected this to be a walk in the park, and it clearly wasn't. In fact, there was a new guy. Don't ask me to pronounce his name.
McCarty.
No, another one. After the pit stop, he was ahead of me.
Minhart?
Luckily for me, he did a spin in front of me. So
I think that was Minhart.
Yeah, that one.
Although he's not new, he was on my spreadsheet. So he was at Indianapolis, but he scored 0 points. I imagine maybe an early DNF.
Maybe, yeah.
But yeah, he looked good.
I heard you didn't like this livery in the Porsche during the drive for Ding, and I'm afraid to tell you, but you will have to look at it the whole season because it was my livery.
Sir, yeah, you did. You realize this has brought the caster's curse down upon you. I will hex you. I will Danhausen you.
Sorry about that.
That's fine. It's fine. I'm more angry with Matt Gale's livery, so like I guess that's your protection.
Well, not the worst one then.
Not the worst one.
Well,
it's not that bad. I don't see. My problem with your liveries, I just think that it doesn't really suit the Porsche's like lines all that well. I think if you put that livery on a Mercedes AMG or a Beamer, maybe an Aston Martin, or
I'll have to redo this.
Maybe an Audi.
That really.
Maybe it would look good on an Audi, actually.
I
Or a
think
Honda?
about it for
Honda.
next season.
Mm.
Honda, no, don't ask me to drive that car again.
I like the Honda. Like it's not a good car. I would never suggest anyone actually drive it, but I personally have pretty solid memories of it.
It had like some pace, but there was a race last season at Laguna Seca that is like the perfect summary of my season, because I got pole, iron pole, and then had like 3 crashes in the first 4 laps of the race.
That's just Laguna Seca, sir.
So I don't know. It was my first time at the track, so
Laguna Seca is not easy. Like there is a reason why back in the days of kart that there were people who were specifically designated as Laguna Seca aces, like Brian Herta and Max Pappas. And the idea was that it was that kind of specialized track that it was hard to get your head around. It's a reason that if you look at Brian Herta's like champ car record, you will see like seasons of him finishing like 15th, 11th, 13th, 27th, that kind of thing. And then all of a sudden, hey, we're at Laguna Seca and he's in 4th place. Let's go.
I did expect that about the Norths, but not about Laguna. I don't know.
Northside
It
is
didn't
definitely
look like that hard.
Nordschleife definitely also is a specialization track. That's for sure.
Yeah.
That's for sure. Probably the ultimate in specialization.
It was fun. My first endurance race at the Drive 14. It was
That's
cool.
good. That's good. Everybody's got to start somewhere. 12 hours is that's an ambitious one. How many drivers do you have on your team? Was it just you and one guy?
3.
3?
I was
Okay,
with,
with 3, that's probably the perfect number.
Yeah.
I think 4 is probably a little bit too much, and 2 is a little bit too little. And to Anton Mironov, who raced the entire race solo, you need mental help. You need therapy.
Yeah. Well, with so much penalties, maybe he had time to take a break.
He did have a
But
very
otherwise-
long pit stop at one point. There was a very long pit stop that we
I think I understand.
assume involved a bathroom break.
Not gonna judge.
No, I'm not going to judge. Like there's a reason that no one in real life would be allowed to race a 12-hour race solo.
Yeah, I imagine.
That would not be permitted on a medical level. Your minimum driver count for a 12-hour in real life is 2. You cannot go 1.
It's okay. I did expect 3 or something like that, but yeah.
Yeah, 3 is I think the conventional wisdom. 4 hours apiece, approximately, obviously.
Yeah. Well, if you don't have any more questions.
No. The interviews are kind of like your guys' chance to kind of direct them, because I might have like a burning question, like if Brian Mongrand had popped in, I would have asked him about the. So we need to talk about mandatory pit stops and how you actually need to take them and not get a 2-minute penalty. Which I think he got a 3-minute penalty. I think it was 180 seconds.
I think it's better to practice a bit your pit stops. I did not. I always lose time there, but I try to do them.
On other
Legally.
news, I just discovered that there is a camera protector on my laptop for work. That is something to make use of. Anyways, if you got nothing else, I don't have any other questions for you, I'm afraid. Your season's been kind of dominant, and while that is cool and all, it leaves something narratively to be desired.
All of my rivals got promoted to bronze, so I don't know how to feel about that. But yeah, it left the door open for me.
It
I
does
expect to
happen.
have the pace this season. Okay, the Honda season was not good.
Well, yeah, like I said, I wouldn't have recommended the Honda. I like the Honda. It's a perfectly fine car, but its pace does leave something to be desired, particularly on certain tracks. It's definitely a bit of a specialty car.
Yeah. Well, Chris apparently dominates with the Honda.
Well, if you're a good driver, you'll dominate with anything.
Yeah,
I mean, I
yeah.
raced in an ACC championship that was won by a Ryder Rex. Enough said.
I guess it's a skill issue.
Well, I mean, it's what happens when one of the drivers of the field is probably a good like 1 to 1.5 seconds faster than the entire field, and decided to fuck around and bring out a Ryder Rex and still won the championship. So there you go.
Oh.
We did beat him a couple times though. His like record of like winning every race did come to an end. There were tracks where even he could not make the Ryder a winning car.
Mm. That seems like a legendary season. If you manage to
Oh, it
win.
was that thing's terrible. That thing goes in a straight line, but that thing's really good in speed traps and straight line speed. But don't ask it to corner.
I did drive it once in the Era Classic.
Pretty sure the only track I could be competitive with, like people I'm normally competitive with at a Ryder Rex, would be Monza. That would basically be the only place.
Yeah. Just keep your foot on the throttle and keep going straight.
Although even then, the chicanes would be a nightmare.
Yeah.
It'd be like,
They were a
okay,
pain.
we got to break a good like 70 meters earlier than everyone else. I was, okay. Oh, look at that! I just plowed through the styrofoam. Let's go.
Like the 5 previous laps.
Yeah, no, the Ryder would definitely be the worst of all cars. But
it's a good handicap for like a good driver.
oh yeah, no. That is something you can do. You can also make them run the like 2015 Nissan or the Jaguar, or the I mean any of the older cars, honestly, because obviously as cars become outdated, they are slow.
Yeah,
that goes kind of without saying.
Can keep up the pace.
That's why I was kind of surprised to see so many M6s at the Drive for Dean, but then people are like, no, it's really kind on its tires, so for an endurance race, it actually works.
Oh, yeah, good to know. There was one that was actually faster than us, I think. At least for the first part of the race.
They did well, yeah. No, like I said, apparently really easy on the tires, which I do remember that being a thing. I remember the M6 being, if we go back a couple of years, was the endurance car of choice for a while there.
Mm-hmm.
But it's been a while since I saw one do particularly well in an endurance race. But I guess it's also been a while since I did an endurance race because, of course, my knees have to heal before that is an option.
Yeah, something similar to my fractured foot. Get well soon.
It's working. It's working. All right. Good luck in the championship. Your continual dominance will hopefully continue for you.
I hope so.
For me, I hope someone rises to the occasion. But
yeah, I'm sure.
I don't know. Well, I mean, I guess Cobus Meinhardt is probably the best bet. But we'll see.
Well, De Heinz also was kind of fighting at my same pace last season, so I do expect him to like give me a challenge at some point.
We'll see. I love it because I'm always here for D to have some success, and the Stunt Possum crew. But we'll see. Anyways, I think on that note, we will call an end to the stream. I don't have anyone else queued up for an interview, and it was good to be back, everybody. The action was good here at Valencia, and I don't know where we're going next, but I'll go have a peek. Misano. Misano in the cold. All right. And yeah, that'll be a fun one. That's always a weird track that I think ends up being a bit of a local knowledge one. So it's always nice to, because that usually means there's a driver or two who really knows the track and will raise their compete level. And I'm here for that. So I look forward to seeing everybody at Misano in the cold, which will be a challenge for keeping the tire temps in good places. And championship will... I shouldn't say liven up, because outside of the iron, the championships are quite live right now. So we'll see how that goes. We'll see if Lucio Conde continues to dominate. We will see if Sven van de Velde can strike back. We will see if Robert Volt and Adrian Maroud can once again tango with the devil. And hopefully my Canadian associate Brian Mongron has learned how to do a pit stop. And we'll see you next week at Misano.
Bye bye.